Hello, this is John G. Kruth again from the Ryan Research Center, and today we're going to talk about telepathy. Telepathy is what we previously discussed as mind-to-mind communication. Now, a lot of people, when they hear the word telepathy and they think mind-to-mind communication, they think about mind reading, kind of like, what am I thinking? Tell me what I'm thinking. It doesn't quite work exactly like that. A lot of times telepathy is just getting feelings or impressions from other people. A lot of people call themselves empaths, people who say that I can feel the feelings from other people. Now, if you're sitting in a room with a bunch of people and there's something really, really funny on TV, you're going to feel the feelings of other people in the room, but that's because you're all having the same experience. This isn't really telepathy. What we're talking about when we're talking about telepathy, whether it be empathic telepathy or getting information of another sort, it has to do with being able to be in a controlled situation where there's no physical way to get information from other people, whether you be separated at a distance, whether you be and having completely different experiences, or whether you be in whether it's separate rooms or even in separate countries and having a common experience or common knowledge. Now, telepathy can be interpreted a lot of ways. When we originally started studying telepathy, it was studied using, well, they originally started doing it by drawing pictures and seeing if people could figure out which picture it was. But when it was formally first introduced, it was studied using what we call ESP cards or Zener cards. Now, you can see these are the ESP symbols or the Zener card symbols that are on the initial cards. And there's a square, there's a star, there's a cross, wavy lines, and a circle. Now, the way that this was originally done in the Rhine laboratories on Duke University campus back in the 1930s is they took a deck of 25 of these cards. Now, they used these cards rather than normal playing cards because if you look at them, they're really kind of unique. If you looked at a regular deck of playing cards and you saw, oh, hey, there's like a king or is it a jack, and you were trying to guess which one it was, they look very similar. But these have very unique symbols on them. Not only that, but there's something about these cards that you may not notice first off, and that's that they have a special relation. The circle is one line. It goes around in circles. It's a single line. The cross is two lines. Wavy lines, there's three of them. The square has four distinct lines, and the star has 5 points on it. So there's a way to get information, maybe without seeing the specific symbol, maybe getting a number. Different people's minds work in different ways. And we have to consider all of these things when we're thinking about extrasensory perception or telepathy. Telepathy is just one form of extrasensory perception. So what they would do is take a deck of Zener cards, and there would be 25 cards in a pack, 5 of each symbol, and trying to determine, hey, can people guess what card is showing? Now, I know you could see when I hold it up, you can see what's on the bottom, but they would be very precise and very specific. They originally started regular shuffling like I am right now, but eventually they went to automatic shufflers. And even more later, they actually went to automatic shufflers like what you might see in Vegas. Still, I have the cards here. How can you know if somebody is being telepathic or not? Well, we had this screen, and you can see it has Zener cards on one side. But if you look, it's a wooden screen, and you can't really see through it. And they'd have one person on one side of the screen, and this person would take a card off the top of the deck and look at it. They'd look at the symbol, you can see what symbol it is, look at it and stare at it and try to send information about that to the person on the other side. Now, because the screen is this high, it blocked all eye-to-eye contact. It would block any visual field related to me for the other person, and this card would be set aside. They'd go on to the next card and continue this through the whole deck until they had 25 cards that they had gone through. And in each case, they would ask the person to guess what card was being shown. They would record their guesses, and the person who was the researcher would take the final cards once they've gone through the entire deck and run them all through. The researcher would then try to match the cards that were played with the guesses that were made and see how many were correct. Now with 25 cards, 5 of each type, you'd expect, by chance, to get 1 out of every 5 correct, or 5 out of 25. If they would get closer to 9 out of 25, that actually shows a strong variation from chance, and it's a 95% chance that they were actually demonstrating ESP. If they got 11 out of 25, that's a 99% chance that they might have ESP. This is just a brief introduction to telepathy and Zener cards. In a future episode, you'll be able to see more about the Zener cards and how telepathy testing, mind-to-mind communication, was done using Zener cards. Thanks.